Romeo Lavia joins the long Chelsea injury list. Looking at the numbers of injuries we have, you ask yourself, where is the issue coming from? Is it from the medical team? Is it from the diet or the player's lifestyle? Or is it natural? I've seen so many people putting the blames on the medical team for the long injury list. But let's break it down. Here are the current players that are out with injury: Reece James, Wesley Fofana, Christopher Nkunku, Badia Shirley, Trevor Chalobah, Kani Chukwuemeka, Amanda Broja, Marcus Bentinelli, and most recently, Romeo Lavia. Looking at this long injury list that can possibly make a first team, because currently I guess we have up to 9 to 10 players that are out with injuries, and most of them are first team players except for Marcus Bentinelli. Now when you take a closer look at these numbers, you discover that maybe, just maybe, the medical team might actually not be the cause. We have so many players on this list that are well known as injury prone players. So blaming the medics in this particular team is kind of unfair. Enzo Fernandez, since he joined Chelsea, I don't think he has mixed any game for Chelsea since January, since joining Chelsea last season, mid last season. It is still the same medical team that are working with Enzo and so many other players like Conor Gallagher. Players like Reece James. We know the injury record of Reece James. Wesley Fofana was out almost a year before Chelsea signed him. He was known as injury prone player, but Chelsea still went ahead to invest 70 million plus on Wesley Fofana. Christopher Nkunku as well. We all know the reason why he missed the World Cup. He missed the World Cup because of injury. He still won the Golden Boot, but he scored around 21 goals because he missed so many games with injury. So if you add all these things up, you've discovered that maybe Chelsea recruitment team might actually be the reason for all these long list of injuries. I remember we were looking for Mohamed Kudus. We were linked with Kudus. We are linked with Michael Olise. Michael Olise, who is currently injured, was being pursued by Chelsea before the change of heart, just because of Romeo Lavia. They claim that the medical team is not working, that there is something wrong within the medical department, hence the reason for all this injury. But I made a little research about Romeo Lavia. I discovered that he had 3 separate injuries last season. Not to forget that he made his breakthrough season just last season. But just that last season, he had 3 separate injuries. He had an ankle injury, he had hamstring injury, and also a thigh injury. So someone with such injury record, anything can happen. If someone can miss some games with 3 different types of injury in one season, that means there is a cause for concern. So our recruitment team, the recruitment process might actually be the reason for all these injuries. Maybe we didn't check out the injury histories of all these players. We also know that Ben Chilwell is like a ticking bomb. You don't know when he will join the list because it's almost obvious. Anytime he plays, we are scared that he might join the injury list. Amanda Broja be out for close to a year now. There is something wrong somewhere. I'm not trying to defend the medical department, no. But the angle I'm coming from, if the medical department is actually the issue here, that 8-year-old Thiago Silva won't be available for selection all the time. But we discovered that 38-year-old Thiago Silva and so many the same set of players are always fit. But it looks as though the players that have similar or some injury records are the ones going injured. You can have a case with Trevor Chalobah, but these are players, injury can happen. So the Chelsea board needs to look into this. If the medical department is actually the issue, then we need a reshuffle. We also look at the lifestyles of these players. They are young, so maybe the lifestyle is really affecting their health, because it takes discipline to stay fit as a professional footballer. Moving over to the front of shirt sponsor, there is a good news, guys. Finally, we have some good news, because Infinite Athletes that will be hearing for so many weeks, even months, finally will be our front of shirt sponsor during the ongoing season, and the sponsorship fee was quoted to be around 43 million. This deal, I guess, is a 1-year deal. It is going to last only for this season. So after this season, we are expecting another sponsor to come in and replace Infinite Athlete. So for now, we'll be having Infinite Athlete as our front of the shirt sponsor. Remember, it is the international break. So many players are with their countries for the national duties. The match that was recently played today, Argentina versus Ecuador, featured two Chelsea midfielders and two of the most expensive midfielders, Enzo Fernandez against Moses Caicedo, and the match ended 1-0 in favor of Argentina. Enzo Fernandez had a brilliant game. According to statistics, Enzo Fernandez completed 4/4 tackles. He also had 2/2 successful area duel, while completing 6/7 ground duels. This is coming from the defensive statistics, defensive aspect of his game. So seeing Enzo putting up such numbers defensively while also being a creative spark is a very good news for Chelsea, and is the best way to respond to FIFA for the Ballon d'Or nomination snub. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do well to hit the like button on this video. So many Chelsea players will be involved this Saturday for their international duties. Stay tuned, because we'll be bringing you so many updates across the globe that concerns Chelsea players on the international duty. Stay cool and stay blessed. Blue forever will be the color.